In today's video, we're gonna see a rental home apartment tour in Europe, in Sweden. And the highlight of this video will be we're gonna walk through the entire apartments, including kitchen, living room, bedrooms, laundry area, garbage area. We also gonna talk about the utility services, what you're gonna pay, what you're gonna not pay. There is a possibility of renting furnished apartment, not furnished apartments, and what that cost. And at the end of the video, there will be some tips that gonna help you to save some of your money. So let's begin with the apartment tour. We're going to start right from the ground. This is the new constructed building. So if you compare with the new buildings and old buildings, there's slightly a difference with the entrance, with the surrounding, and so on. But whatever buildings you choose to rent your place, you will always see a small garden play area outside the building or the location. There is always a separate key for the main premises door and your apartment door. So make sure that you have collected both the keys when you rent your apartment. Now, this apartment is located on the 4th floor, so we're gonna use a lift. There are many buildings of 3 to 4th floors where sometimes there is no lift available. So if you are hiring an apartment with the special needs, you have to make sure that there is a lift facility available. So here we can see the entry of the apartment, and mostly in the corridor of the apartment, there is always a small storage available, and you will see there is a shoe rack and some of the hanger space for your jackets are available. In the corridor, these are the most common style of the apartment in Sweden, in the Nordic countries, and I think most of the country of Europe. Now here we also walk through the bedroom. In the bedroom, it depends whether you have rented your apartment with the furnitures or without furniture. But if you rent the apartment with the furniture, there is always a basic furniture available. Now, there is a bed, how many member you are, making sure that maybe you can also inquire about the size of the bed. And in the bedroom, there is always some storage available. In that storage, I think you get to have a possibility to store some of your clothes or some extra things that you have. You can also see in the corner there is a vacuum available. So there is enough space if you're renting an apartment for 2 members family or 3 members family. If you are a family of 4, I will always recommend to have one more bedroom. There is always a one window, at least one window available in the bedroom. And there is one tips to check that whether window has a blind or blackout curtain, because most of the countries, especially in the Nordic countries, in the summertime the daylights are very long, and if there is window doesn't have a blind or blackout curtains, it gets difficult to get sleepy. So here we will walk through the bathroom. Mostly all bathroom has the utility that you see. There is a WC, there is a shower cabinet, shower hob. There is also an electric dryer, wet towels or wet small clothes that you can always dry with that one. In the corner, you will see some cleaning utensils. If you rent apartments, you will see those basic stuff. But if you do not have, you can always inquire for that. And here, as we see that there is an electric heater is available in the wall, but sometimes there is also an heater available or heating system available under the floor. Especially when you are renting your apartment In the villa area or in the basement area, this is very important because in the winter time, the floor gets very cold. Here you can also see a laundry space. Basically, if there is a one machine, there is a two-in-one machine. You can also dry and wash the clothes in the
laundry
same
space available
machine.
But in the old building or old apartment, there is a common laundry space available in the basement or in the building or outside building premises. Now we will walk through the sitting area and the kitchen area. You will see that when you are renting apartment with the furniture, you will get the basic furniture including sofa, TV table, coffee table, and the furniture. At the end of the apartment tour, I'm also gonna break down the cost. Doesn't matter, you gonna rent the apartment with furniture or without furniture. Now we will walk through the kitchen area. There you can clearly see here there is a dining space. And if you are a nature lover, make sure that you have a balcony, that sometimes in the summertime you can sit outside or you have nice viewing or scenery outside the apartment. Now, under each window, you will see there is a heater installed, and more or less you can adjust some level of heating of your space. However, with the heating, it's a pre-decided heating system maintaining apartment temperature between 20 degree to 24 degree Celsius. If you are new to the location, new to the Sweden or new to the Europe, mostly I will recommend to rent the apartment with furniture, and the rent has included all the utilities to live your life hassle-free. And after a certain period of your stay, you may look for non-furnished apartment where you can create your own comfort level, comfort furniture, and according to your wish. That could save your some money every month on a rent, but more or less either you rent your apartment with furnitures or without furnitures. At the end, I think you are gonna pay the same amount. In the kitchen, there is a quite common to have a microwave oven. There is also an oven. There is kitchen hob. There is a couple of storage cabinet that you can store the things very freely, I think. And most of the furnished apartment, you also get a couple of crockeries, for example, cups, mugs, and some utensils to cook your food. So basically, it's quite convenient to rent the apartment with furniture, which includes all the utilities. I will tell you how much it's gonna cost. Now, if you rent the apartment with all the utilities, which includes the electricity, heating, warm water, cold water, Wi-Fi, garbage throwing, and I think other maintenance activity. So renting an apartment including furnitures and all the utilities, one bedroom apartment which has a space around 40 meters square to around 50 to 55 meters squares, and which cost you around 10,000 to 13,000 Swedish krona, which is I think €1,000 to 1,400 euro, which is depends on which locality and which buildings, newly constructed, old constructed. There are many criteria which can varies rent. It is quite common to have a dishwasher, fridge and freezer, microwave, oven. There are some sandwich maker, sandwich toaster. It is quite common to have in the kitchen. Here I can also see a view of the balcony. As I said, if you are a nature lover, it's good to have some outdoor space where you can chill and relax. Doesn't matter it's an old building or it's a new building. Both building has a storage for the parking and the stroller, and also a recycling, a garbage throwing room, which I'm also gonna walk you through there. But first of all, we gonna see a cycle or a stroller storage room, and I will show you how securely and how it has a built-in with a lift parking system, and which is quite interesting. Let's walk through that. Mostly each building or apartment area, you will see a nice garden, nice securely garden. So if you are traveling to Sweden, with a family, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. So with a new constructed building, you will see, the cycle parking, something like that, which is like hydraulic parking lift or like mechanical parking system, where in a smaller space you can park multiple cycle. And if this room is also secure, so you don't have to worry about your park cycle. So now we will walk through the recycling area, wastage throwing room, and which is common household sorting system. Here you will see a different color of bins, which refers to a different kind of sorting wastage. And if you see the different kind of wastage, which includes food waste, general waste, plastic packaging, paper, cardboard packaging, glass bottles, which also includes the glass is colored or it's a clear glass, metal, newspaper, batteries, or any electronics item, clothes, or any hazardous items that you're supposed to throw. As an individual civilian, I think most of the countries spend a lot of money behind this recycle process. So it's each individual or each family responsibility to sort that out properly. Now, each bins has proper labeling, information. So make sure that before you throw, you please read that. So there is always a car parking space available outside the premises as street parking or in the basement parking or pre-booked parking for each household owner. Now, I hope that this video is very useful to you. Whenever you travel, I wish you a happy stay here. If you have any special questions, please write in the comments and I will try my best to answer your query. Thank you for watching. See you soon with the new information.